Thanks for staying with us. Our cypress forests are fixtures of Louisiana's landscape, but they also serve a key role during hurricane season.
Storm Track 15 meteorologist Michael Crowley joins us from the Atchafalaya Basin with a look at an effort to help protect those forests that also protect us.
I have found myself in a swamp in the Atchafalaya Basin, but there's a reason for it, I promise. We are in a cypress forest. Now, these cypress trees are extremely important to the ecosystem because they help prevent storm surge or the impacts from storm surge. With these cypress knees, the root system of these trees are so deep and tangled, they actually minimize the impacts of storm surge from hurricanes.
So cypress trees are the most important trees for hurricane events in Louisiana and the Gulf Coast. And they are one of the most resilient species we have.
The preservation of these forests are also extremely important. So organizations like Aurora help preserve these forests in various ways. This organization monitors the growth of these forests in small sample plots, where they measure the width of each tree, which helps them know more about the growth of the entire forest.
My tape here on one hand just has regular measurements, but it's a graduated diameter tape. So on the other side, if I measure the circumference of a tree, it'll tell me the diameter. So it does that calculation for me.
They also measure the height of each tree by using some old school trigonometry.
I can be a certain distance away from my tree and I'm basically taking 3 measurements. The number of feet that I am away from the tree, as well as 2 angles. An angle to the top, an angle to the bottom. And if you remember, triangles from geometry and trigonometry, if we got the angles and the distance away, we can determine what the total height of our stick is.
Well, that's enough about math. Let's talk about Aurora, who buys threatened or previously harvested lands to restore the forest to their former glory, allowing this area in the Atchafalaya to grow for 40 years, giving a nice boost to the ecosystem while also providing protection from hurricanes.
For this forest in Louisiana, the way that we manage for that in the long term and the short term is trying to increase the diversity of both the species that we have as well as the ages of our forest. So if we have forests that are both old, medium, and young, as well as many different types of species within our forests, we believe that makes for a more resilient landscape, so that when hurricanes come through, the sort of natural bottomland hardwood environment that was what was here hundreds of years ago is naturally more resilient to hurricanes.
Keeping these lands protected is extremely important because not only does it protect the environment and boost the oxygen levels across the United States, but also prevents storm surge from moving into the Atchafalaya Basin. So this is a problem that we all have to endure. I'm Storm Track 15 meteorologist Michael Crowley reporting in the Atchafalaya Basin, sending it back to you in the studio.